Across the Ugandan landscape, angiosperms, the flowering plants, form the foundation of the local ecosystem. Staple crops like matoke, beans, and maize operate as highly optimized biomechanical factories, continuously processing soil nutrients and sunlight into food. These flowering systems include more than just bright garden petals. Grasses and many cereal crops, on the other hand, produce small, green flowers that are specifically designed to release their pollen into the wind. Every macroscopic structure on these plants serves a specific survival function, contributing to the efficiency of the overall machine. The architecture is split into two primary zones. The root system operates entirely below the ground. Above the ground, the shoot system comprises the stem, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Because a static organism cannot move to find resources, it relies on this division of labor to secure water, manufacture energy, and ensure reproduction within its specific environment. The root system performs two mechanical roles. It anchors the plant firmly against the wind and absorbs water and dissolved mineral salts from the soil. To maximize absorption, roots deploy microscopic root hairs. This magnified view shows how they vastly increase surface area to pull moisture from the soil. Plants execute these tasks using one of two primary evolutionary blueprints: monocotyledons or dicotyledons. On the left, the monocot strategy, like maize, utilizes a fibrous root system. Many roots of equal size spread widely from the stem's base. This network is adapted to catch surface-level moisture immediately after it rains. On the right, dicots, like the bean plant, utilize a taproot system. One thick main root grows deep into the earth, with smaller lateral roots branching off, reaching underground water tables during dry seasons. Some species modify these structures for storage. Cassava and sweet potatoes use their roots to house manufactured food reserves. Ultimately, root architecture is a mechanical response to the specific ways different species compete for stability and water. Above the soil, the stem provides the structural framework necessary to hold leaves towards the sunlight and expose flowers to pollinators. Internally, the stem functions as a two-way vascular highway protected by outer bark. Xylem tubes, highlighted here, transport water strictly upward from the roots. Phloem tubes transport manufactured food from the leaves, moving both upward and downward as needed. The leaves act as solar-powered factories, using chlorophyll to perform photosynthesis. They are adapted to be broad and flat to capture maximum sunlight, and thin to allow gases to enter and leave the cells efficiently. Leaf venation distinguishes the two blueprints. Monocots, like maize, feature long, narrow leaves with parallel veins running from base to tip. Dicots, like the bean plant, feature broad leaves attached by a petiole stalk with a branching, net-like vein network. The shoot system's architecture exists to maximize the efficiency of resource transport and food production. The flower serves as the plant's dedicated reproductive organ, engineered to produce the next generation through seeds. The sepals, or calyx, are the green structures that protect the vulnerable flower when it is still a closed bud. Once fully bloomed, the plant's brightly colored and heavily scented petals act as a beacon to attract specific pollinators like bees, butterflies, or sunbirds. In this cross-section of a hibiscus flower, we see the male reproductive architecture, the stamen. The filament is a thin stalk holding the anther high, which produces and stores pollen grains. The central female structure is the pistil. At the top, the sticky stigma catches pollen. The style tube connects the stigma down to the swollen ovary bins, which contains the ovules that will become seeds. A flower's visual features are a functional mechanism designed to facilitate the delivery of male cells to female eggs. When pollen transfers from the anther to the stigma, fertilization occurs inside the ovary. Following fertilization, the petals and stamens wither and detach, as they are no longer needed to attract insects. The protective ovary now swells to become the structural body we identify as a fruit. Internally, the fertilized ovules develop into mature seeds. Each seed contains a tiny embryo and a food store, ready to germinate when it encounters water. Biologically, because it develops from a flower's ovary and contains seeds, the tomato is classified as a fruit. This anatomical definition separates fruits from edible roots like cassava or stems like potatoes, defining them by their reproductive origin. Every angiosperm is a unified system of roots, stems, leaves, and flowers working in concert. Monocots and dicots maintain this system using distinct architectural blueprints, from their root networks to their leaf veins. Understanding these biological structures allows for more efficient farming and a deeper knowledge of the natural world. Mastering the anatomy of the flowering plant is essential for those who cultivate and care for the Ugandan environment.